advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's a man or a king? Response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the sea, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? Response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, I know you heard me moving and shuffling around in the background. Yeah, I was going to yell out, my man Web Dave in the building. Shout out to my man Web Dave. Can't wait to see you in June, my friend. Earth Prime 52, what's good? How are you? Magnum Force is in the building. I want to say thank you guys for showing up. I got to send this over to Blue Skies because, again, Blue Skies wants to be the difficult app. And you know what? I got to respect my people over at Blue Skies. Ever since Elon got over there on X. Yo, you know one thing I do like that Elon did? He changed the name to X. Since, PlayStation dudes love playing on Twitter. Well, now you got to play on X now. So I love that. Shout out to Oscular. What's good? Oscular fan, what's good? What's good? What's going on? Big Man Mo, blessings. As you guys are starting to pack in the building, you see the thumbnail. Now, the thumbnail don't has anything to do with the showrunner or the description. I know y'all like, King, is that a bait and switch? No, it's not a bait and switch. First, I'm not a review channel. I do have a review up with Iron Lord's podcast, me and Attic, on, what quite possibly could be game of the year. Now, we're going to go over that quite possibly could be game of the year game. And I'm going to talk about it without talking about spoilers, right? So again, that's the reason why I'm not as good as ACG. Some guys got to understand their limitations. Me personally, I'm a gamer. I love nuance. I'm a graphics whore. And to be honest with you, being from where I come from, as far as how far I come with video games, I'm appreciative for damn near every game. So again, my take on games is going to be a whole lot different than somebody else's. Somebody that just started gaming probably by PlayStation 4, they have been stoked in the creme de la creme, if you will. Like if you started at 360, you understand what it is to play in greatness, right? I started from Pong, 2 sticks and a little ball on the screen, and the ball wasn't round, the ball was square. All right? So I had to dispel belief when I was playing. So understand, I'm looking at games now and I am in utopia. The same way I look at Marvel movies No matter how trash some of these movies can be, I look at them and I say to myself, I lived this long to see this guy make it to the movies. That's Black Bolt. I didn't ever think in my lifetime Black Bolt will ever get into a movie. Never. Let alone have his own TV show? The Inhumans? Are you sick? No. They're going to act like that didn't happen. Hold on. A lot of you guys didn't like the Eternals. I love the Eternals. Jack Kirby and them dudes, they oh my God, these books, I never thought they would ever come to pass. But Game Pass doesn't think that they're Netflix. Actually, what they're about to do is they're going to change the game to get it as close as possible to what Netflix strategy is. And Asha has her pulse on the community. Now, if you watch Nine Lords podcast this past Sunday, you know that this is a no dip down zone. We have a great time. The show was great. We had a great run doing some stuff. We got some real stuff cooking, and you're going to love the Road to Germany stuff. Now, we also have a Lords After Dark. That's on the Insider Gaming app. Buddy, oh pal of mine. You don't want to miss that because we talk about Pete Hines. Now, I'm not going to rehash the stuff that I talked about on the weekend. If you remember, I'm happy that you got the videos early because I made sure that I put the videos out pretty much close to back. You got one video, then you got another video like around 4 hours later, but that video didn't go live to the public until 6 p.m. the next day. So again, shout out to Live Supremacy. Be Nice was good. I truly appreciate you guys. But we got some topics to talk about. Now, I like to see people co-opting my knowledge. And it's cool. Without giving me any credit, it's great. I told you guys Xbox will have a show every month. And without fail, the April show is coming this Thursday. Now, we're going to get into what is going to be shown on the April show. Here we go. I hate when people do that. I apologize for doing that. I really can't stand when people do that. I hate that. I swear to God. But this is brought to you by Will Filton of Xbox Wire. Tune in Thursday for Xbox First Look at Metro 2039, April 16th at 10 a.m. PT time. Now, do they have a video? I think they do have a video. I'm going to probably check that out soon. Thursday, April 16th, we'll be debuting the First Look at Metro 2039 with 4A games and a Deep Silver, a digital-only broadcast offering a world premiere look at the next title in the beloved post-apocalyptic first-person shooter series. Now, if any of you guys, it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I most likely will be going live. If any of you guys love Metro, then this look at Metro should be eye-catching. Now, we already know Metro to be a graphically pleasing game with a nice overworld, with nice monsters, you know, the subterranean, then you go to the overworld. I'm looking for this to surpass that. I'm looking for this game to actually take advantage of this hardware. We haven't had a new Metro take advantage of this hardware in this generation. So I believe Metro and these games that we're playing now are going to start setting the bar. But as far as setting the bar goes, I told you guys that Xbox was setting the bar for everybody to follow, where there's speculation about a PlayStation show. And we're going to get into that a little bit later when I get to the back kicking in segment of the show. Because I am the back kicking in champion and you know who I am. I love to do it. But these guys tell you every week Anytime Xbox is doing something positive, you know Sony's got a show showing up soon. You know about the PlayStation 6, it's gonna be a monster. I heard that it eat babies. I even heard, this is when I know they was absolutely desperate, and I just like shut my phone off. When I heard that they're gonna be making a Series S type of PlayStation to go with the handheld. So now, not only are they gonna have the handheld and a PlayStation 6, they're gonna make a PlayStation S for the brokies. And that's not supposed to hold back a generation. Like, when I saw it, I was just like, I just automatically dismissed it. I just dismissed it because, again, I'm like, they're just throwing stuff to the wall, seeing what can stick. And I'm just like, I hear it. I get it. I understand. You know, Xbox is cooking with grease. They got shows that's popping up. You're feeling left out. Starfield lands on your platform. Your platform can't play it properly and inadvertently messed up everybody else's copy because it shouldn't be on PlayStation to begin with. That's just my opinion of it. You know, listen, I told you, if I ran a company, I'd run the company into the ground, but we don't know. Exclusives looks like they could be back on the table. From the latest sales data, when it comes to these titles that made it over there, with only success ranging in a small percentile, that's like 2% of games that's going over there is reaching success. The thing is, why bother? Why bother the development time? Why bother the development money? Why bother when the return off investment just isn't there? Why not adapt the strategy that PlayStation did? Since PlayStation wants to be Mr. Me Too, we won't give you any of our single player titles, but you can have our multiplayer offerings. And if Xbox decides to take that strategy, if Asha decides to get back to the Xbox brand, well, you will see Forza Horizon make it over there because that is games of service type of title. Sea of Thieves, yes. Grounded, yes. Those online games, yes. Halo, no. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of Gears. Let's start getting rid of the single player titles that are slated to go over to the PlayStation fan base based upon them not willing to buy games anyway, and it just being a waste of time. Could you imagine this? If Starfield wouldn't have launched on PlayStation and would have just allowed them to focus on making a better DLC for the PC and for Xbox, for that ecosystem, I think there would be less bugs, less crashes. I think, honestly, the game would have been better and well received by the masses that actually love it. Right now, you're upsetting a fan base that actually wants to love it, based upon trying to ingratiate yourself to the ingrates, the ones that shouldn't get it anyway. As far as I'm concerned, they should have Popeye's biscuits, starve, choke on their spit, if you will. That's how I feel about it personally. Now, I know many of you guys might feel that you want to share your games with PlayStation guys. I don't. And it's cool. I mean, I'm not in control. Had I been in control, they get nothing. But since they sending stuff over, does it hurt me? Absolutely not. But if I could take it back, I absolutely will. But if you see from the thumbnail, I'm actually finished because when I did the when I did the review with Addict, I had not finished the game yet. I had probably like an hour or two to go. So after we finished the review, I decided to go do it myself. Go and finish the game. I'm going to tell you, we can watch the trailer again. I'm going to tell you, I absolutely think this is game of the year. I absolutely do. The reason why I think it's game of the year over Resident Evil, because remember I had Resident Evil. This has delivered everything I asked for.
You just gonna stay here when this is all done?
Immaculate.
What do you want?
Sound.
I want
Incredible.
to go to Earth.
Feelings. Heart.
What the hell is going on here?
Control.
And why are these things trying to kill us?
Oh.
One moon is preparing to depart for Earth. The moon quakes.
Hold on. Let's listen to our new girl, Olivia.
At Mnum FRC donated $2 through Super Chat. The Pro CPU is too weak for Starfield. Eyes emoji. Smiley face emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Facts. I believe you, Magnum Force. I believe the Pro is the problem, and they had to downclock and do different things to the game in order to make it work properly with them. I think that's the weaker version, to be honest with you. I think even the S, being with the stronger CPU, is having a better job with it. I think the bottleneck is really the PlayStation. I think the PlayStation is the reason why it's so bad. But do y'all like the new girl voice? She dope, right? That's Olivia. Say hello to Olivia, everybody. Let's get back to it.
Struck, damaging Edis.
Enacting attack protocol. Permission to commit acts of controlled violence.
He said controlled violence, bro.
I'm calling it. You'd make a lousy friend.
Graphically, I'm going to tell you, if you can only buy 2 games this year, make sure they're both Capcom games. If you're into single player games. This game right here is an action lover's wet dream.
My own way. And I'm going to Earth with you.
We're a team.
The game gonna make you cry. I'm gonna let you know that
A
now.
new life. If you're ready.
Okay, then let's go. Together.
Ever since I first saw this game, I wanted this game. I can't show you this next part because there's going to be a spoiler in it, and I don't want to give you that spoiler. If you want to play the game, you could play the game, but I'm not going to break that spoiler down for you. I'm not going to do that. The demo is great. The finished game is more polished than the demo. So if you played the demo and you're like, oh, the demo blew me away, the demo just gives you a quick view of really what's going on. This is a game that you can play your way. There's so many different mods. There's so many different weapons. There's so much different ways and styles for you to play this game. Everybody's game is not going to be the same. Absolutely, this is true. Everybody's game is going to be different. Yeah, you're going to get to the same conclusion as everybody, but the way you get there, the journey there, is going to be absolutely different from everybody. What you use at a specific fight, I may not use. I may not like that weapon. I may not like that defensive weapon. They have offensive weapons, defensive weapons, hacking weapons. They have area weapons. It's just so many different ways for you to play it. So many different things that unlock. The surface level that you played in the demo doesn't do the game justice at all. If you suffer from ADHD, if you suffer from endorphin withdrawals, this game is going to satiate you in such a way that it's mind-boggling. The same way that you got the tension and you got the horror from Resident Evil 9, and I thought graphically that game was top-notch. I'm not going to lie. But giving me a new story, giving me new characters, giving me a new world, giving me a new IP. I love when studios are able to work from a position of abundance. Capcom, Square, Konami, those studios working from having a lot of money, they take risks. Like a ton of games that would not be made, But you got to think about it. When those companies is up, they make some of the best products. So I'm not gonna lie, this is really good. Now I haven't seen what the review scores are. So this is pure Xbox, and this is coming from Ben Curry. The roundup is here. Here's what the reviews are saying about Capcom's Pragmata. A new IP from Resi, a Monster Hunter team. Monster Hunter team did this. You see, from not being stuck just making Monster Hunter, you were able to chase your ambition. I love this. So, GameSpew gave it a 10 out of 10. Nintendo Life gave it a 9 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10. Push Square gave it an 8 out of 10. IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. Game Informer gave it an 8 out of 10. VGC gave it a 4 out of 5. Game Rector gave it a 7 out of 10. Game Rant gave it a 7 out of 10. Pragmata starts certainly strong, but it doesn't have quite enough to stay completely engaging all the way to the end credits. I don't think they finished it. I'm just saying. It's a highly polished sci-fi game, fun combat, exploration, but its lackluster story, that is absolutely crazy. And characters keep it from reaching its full potential. They definitely didn't finish it. Still, it's exciting to have a completely original IP from Capcom. While Pragmata doesn't live up to the high bar set by some of the studio's other efforts, it's most worthwhile adventure. Like, it's mostly a worthwhile adventure. Let's go up to 10 for 10, right? GameSpool. Capcom is taking a gamble with Pragmata, blending together multiple genres and creating something that feels fresh and unique. At the heart of it is a hacking-infused third-person shooter combat, which remains engaging. See, listen, I know he played it, which remained engaging and exciting throughout. And when paired with the story that tugs at the heartstrings, I know he definitely finished it, he or she. The result is something rather special. Ultimately, Pragmata is not only a game of the year material, but also one of the most exciting new IPs in recent years. I concur wholeheartedly when it comes to this, based upon the fact that from beginning to end, and listen, when I gave my review with Attic, I had maybe 2 hours left, an hour or two left, right? And I beelined it there. I didn't do a lot of, they have a ton of side stuff that you can do. This very Konami-esque. I got so much more of the story, and you can tell from the review, not knowing certain aspects of the story and not seeing how it completely plays out and reason why things are how they are, getting that little bit of information and then getting the larger portion of how to end a game on a high without being a sucker and skimping out on what a payoff is for an ending. This game has set a trend. It should show that it's there. I hope it sells by the bucket loads. I hope it sells as much as Resident Evil does. I hope this new IP gets a chance to have life further than what we've seen. It's in the same vein of Lost Planet. If you ever played Lost Planet, this game actually totally 100% rocks. I love it. I absolutely do. And the sensation of space gives you a better sensation of space than that damn spaceship that went up to Artemis that we just saw a couple of days ago. At least they should have asked Capcom to help them get it right. Now, you saw a lot of people making videos. And you heard my take on Iron Lord's podcast. It was a measured take. It was a serious take. And it was based off of information that I do know about Fable. Now, a lot of people were jumping the gun. A lot of people were flapping their gums. A lot of people were stomping on a grave that hasn't even been set yet. And I'm going to start it off here. As Grand Theft Auto 6 reportedly spooks Xbox into delaying Fable, Playground Game reiterates its RPG remains on track for autumn 2026. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Yeah. I told you from the information that I have, first and foremost, Forza Horizon 6 was a go. Gears is a go. And now we got the information and the confirmation that Halo is a go. It can be started from beginning to end. They're buttoning everything up with Halo. Halo was the one that we didn't know really what was the date going to be. Then come to find out, it's supposed to be sometime in July. We got to figure out where Gears hits, and they're saying Fable is still autumn. This is the best clapback going. I've loved how Microsoft is moving under the new leadership bannership, right? Have you noticed it? That it looks like they retaliate very fast. Like, soon as bad news come out, soon as any idea or hint of bad news comes out, they're here to stomp it out. They heard that it was supposed to be a PlayStation show this week. They immediately greenlit the information to be dropped for their show on Thursday. You heard that Fable was supposed to be delayed, maybe? Immediately, the Fable studio comes out and says, we can't wait for you to come back to Albion. See you in autumn. It's this level of clapback. Shut it down, close all the leaks, attack all the leakers where they are, and give you the best opportunity as an Xbox customer to feel good about the direction in which Xbox is going. No longer is Xbox staying silent, allowing narratives to run. They're stomping narratives out within the hour. And hold on, I didn't know. I truly appreciate it because it sets up great theater. It sets up tit for tat. It sets up, we ain't like that no more. We no longer turn the other cheek. We kick your backs in. And I appreciate it. Like, listen, looking at this, right? Companies everywhere are bracing for the attention-sucking black hole on the horizon dubbed Grand Theft Auto 6. But listen, I'm going to tell you this. There's a high possibility that Grand Theft Auto 6 sucks. And I know you're going to say, King, there's no way. Okay. Look at Vice City. Look at San Andreas. Take those two titles, right? Take the DLC, take all that stuff. Now compare it to the DLC that you got in Grand Theft Auto 5. Take Grand Theft Auto 5. And start to look at the differences. Now, take the day and age in which we are living in, where everyone is absolutely offended, where comedians can't be comedians, which saying the N-word is absolutely done. And remember, Grand Theft Auto was notorious for that, where going after the Alphabet team can actually harm you completely. Listen, they had the Ballad of Gay Tony, which was probably one of the best DLCs that ever hit the streets. But can you drop the Ballad of Gay Tony now? Absolutely not. Because there's aspects of that DLC where he was running from people attacking him based upon his lifestyle and the stuff that went on. And remember, Nico had to come in there and regulate. I don't think in this climate that certain gameplay mechanics, certain storylines can be pursued. So I do think that Grand Theft is coming in with like one hand tied behind a proverbial back, right? There's quite a possibility that, yeah, the tech in the game is great. Yeah, the ability to turn it into a social media cornucopia where you can make money and you can make content and you can do all that stuff like 5 did. Yeah, I believe that aspect is there. But that's a small percentage of individuals that jump on to play Grand Theft Auto. You just want to play a great story, right? You want to play a great story. Now, the online persistent stuff is for a few. It's not for everybody. The damn sure wasn't for me. Okay, I'm sorry. I if I'm gonna play a online persistent game, I want to be cast in a realm where I'm an elf, vampire / werewolf. That's my shit. Like, sorry. Elder Scrolls Online, get me there. World of Warcraft, get me there. I'm there. That's what I want. I want to be an orc. I want to go and drink mead, and that's what I want to do. I want to make trinkets and sell them at the shop. That's what I do. But that doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't work for me. But the stories always did. The stories always resonated to a point, and I noticed that I fell off of Grand Theft Auto 5 and I never finished the story. Probably based upon the fact that it wasn't as good as I thought. Maybe for you guys. I don't know. But I've been there since it started. Since Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 2. Since it was top down, isometric. So Fable's still is going to make it out. Now, is it going to be as close as proximity as Grand Theft Auto? I hope not. I hope this game actually gets the attention it's needed. I hope that everybody gets a chance to play it. I hope that it gets a chance to survive. But based upon how much pressure is put on Grand Theft Auto 6, sometimes you can't live up to that level of hype. And you get sucked into a level of, damn, was it good? See, I didn't know Pragmata was going to be what it is. I didn't know Resident Evil was going to be what it is. Resident Evil's pedigree is pretty good. So you knew you was going to get like anywhere from from a 7 to a 10. You figured that. Resident Evil 9 delivered in spades. Game of the Year stuff. Then Capcom follows it up with Pragmata. Now, if they can finish the round robin with Omni Musha, well, dear God, they can be Publisher of the Year. As far as I'm concerned, you're Publisher of the Year because you're doing it with AAA titles. And you did it with a title that we didn't know that you was going to deliver in this magnitude like this. So again, and everybody I hear across all platforms, it's playing very spectacularly. So again, that's a feat within itself. Grand Theft Auto has some stiff competition. That's all I'm saying. And these titles aren't afraid to deliver the goods. So quite possibly it could hit, it could miss, the same way I'm feeling with Wolverine based upon, and I'm only, and I said the sucker punch the last time. It was Insomniac, sorry. Based upon what they did with Spider-Man 2, right? What they started with Miles Morales. They didn't finish off with the amazing, Spider-Man 2018 and the DLC that followed there. They kind of went in a direction that was too soft for me and not as much as heroic as I needed it to be. So again, there was stuff there that took away from what the titles could have been. So I'm looking at Wolverine with a half-cocked eye, hoping that it lives up to its potential. Now, I already got some titles that have lived up to their potential already. But speaking of not living up to their potential, Game Pass was supposed to have 100 million by this time. Now, this is the brainchild of Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name. Now, also, in getting Game Pass, you had to get studios. going out to get Bethesda, going out to get Ninja Theory, going out to get a ton and a host of other studios. At the same time, going to get the ABK deal. Now, a lot of dudes did not want ABK because they felt that it was too large and it was going to bring down Microsoft or Xbox. Well, to the contrary, what happened was they're flush with games right now. They have games in every genre. On every spectrum of the gaming surface, there's an Xbox game. In every ecosystem, there's an Xbox game. This is the first time in the history of Xbox that they have been flush with IPs and titles to look forward to throughout the years. At the same time, they have the Premier service. Now, having a Premier service that give you day and date. Now remember, you got a ton of games. Day and date. Is it hurting the ecosystem to have your titles day and date? Is Game Pass currently how it's constituted too costly, cannibalizing its own titles, and not widespread enough or marketed in a way that it should be? Netflix was marketed like the best thing since sliced bread. You can't call yourself the next Netflix or the Netflix of gaming if you're not even spending the marketing dollars in order to make sure that everybody and their mama hears the gospel of your games. It seems to me that Xbox is of two minds. One wants to sell it, the other wants Game Pass. Now, with Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, no longer at the wheel, and Game Pass was his baby, Asha seems to feel it's expensive. Xbox Game Pass has become too expensive, says Microsoft's new gaming chief in a leaked memo. Microsoft is getting ready to address Game Pass pricing concerns. This is brought to you from Tom Waring at The Verge. Microsoft's new chief, Asha Sharma, has signaled that Xbox Game Pass pricing is about to change. In an internal memo to Xbox employees obtained by The Verge, Sharma admits that Game Pass has become too expensive for players and that Microsoft needs a better value equation. That is an indictment. That's an indictment on the structured tier that she has inherited. Now, forcing streaming on people that don't want it, that's not cool. Having Call of Duty and Fortnite raise the prices, that's not cool. Maybe you don't want Fortnite. Well, maybe you do. Maybe Ultimate should be the ultimate way you bundle your Game Pass together. Maybe it's gets to the part where there's a modular tier in which you add what you want. Maybe you don't want Ubisoft curated. Maybe you don't want EA access. Maybe you just want Xbox stuff. And that $9.99 works fine for you. Or $15.99. Or maybe you just want indies. And you get the indie package, which is $9.99 or $7.99. But as currently constituted, financially, she's looking at the structure and it's just not making sense. Now, as a Game Pass Ultimate card carrying member, $30? I don't like paying $30. I do, because I like what I get. But is it good for everyone? Even though I'm a selfish gamer, even though I only care about my only gaming needs, I don't care about what Timmy is playing because I don't give a damn. Timmy didn't work the same hours I work. Timmy didn't put in. Timmy got a trust fund. Microsoft hiked the price of Game Pass Ultimate to $29.99 per year per month last year. A massive 50% hike. The company tried to justify the price hike with a varied upgrades across all of its Xbox Game Pass tiers, but the cost increase has clearly taken a toll on Game Pass. I understand that part of the cost increase in Game Pass was down to Microsoft's decision to add Call of Duty to the subscription service. I reported nearly 2 years ago that Microsoft has been debating on whether to release Call of Duty in Game Pass, with concerns from some of the company at the time that the revenue generated from typical Call of Duty sales would be undermined by Game Pass. Microsoft went on to add Call of Duty to Game Pass in the summer of 2024. Over the weekend, Windows Central Jez Corden hinted that Microsoft might be about to take Call of Duty out of Game Pass. If they take Call of Duty out of Game Pass this year, which is a possibility from what I've heard, I think it would be kind of a reveal of some of the cracks in the strategy, possibly, Corden said. See, I liked how he gave everything that Jez said. Not just snippets, not just the sensationalized portion of it. Jez talks philosophically. And a lot of times, individuals take everything that he says and they use it against him as some weird type of ammo. He's philosophically talking about a leak that he's heard that can quite possibly happen. But to counter that argument, Call of Duty has been removed from every tier from day one, except for Ultimate. Now, Sovereign from Iron Lord's podcast said that with 70% of the user base in Game Pass as Ultimate members, then it ultimately affects Game Pass. Now, don't quote him on the actual percentage divide when it comes to percentage of actual Ultimate versus standard members or premium members. Forgive me if I don't care about the other tiers. But I honestly feel that they have to find a way in order to continue to give value. Now, let the Ultimate tier continue to keep Call of Duty. If you're paying $30 a month, you pay 3 months, you already pay for your damn Call of Duty. That's it. But start breaking down these tiers to start making sense. Start removing stuff out of certain tiers. Start making it that it's available for everyone that actually can game. Have a streaming tier. A tier that they can only stream, and they can stream. See, right now, you're at a point where you can stream your own games. Right? That's afforded to Ultimate. All that stuff. Let Ultimate have the Ultimate. $30 is a hell of a lot of money per month, especially right now. But then start breaking down these tiers that they start making sense to the average consumer and start marketing. The moment you start marketing Game Pass, the moment you start saying, hey, you like Call of Duty? Well, get in here and play this. See, they have a fear. And the fear is that people jump in to play Call of Duty for 1 month, pay $30 and they out. I beg to differ. The Call of Duty fan is playing the season. Let's be real. The DLC hit, they're in the DLC, they're getting the Marshall Mathers skin, they're getting the Nicki Minaj skin, they're getting the Dave Chappelle skin. They are attacking the season pass. It's really not about like how I would play it. I would play the single player story and be out. Because I don't care for Call of Duty like that. That's not for me. So the way Game Pass is structured, I feel, and this is from me talking to a lot of people, when they said they was raising it to $30 and they gave you the crap that they put in there, dudes did not care for that Fortnite stuff. I'm not gonna hold you. Lieutenant Hawk was good, baby. Oh, hey, listen to the beautiful Olivia tell you what Lieutenant Hawk says.
Atwilfolk donated $2 through Super Chat. If COD leaves GP, that may trigger a lawsuit.
Yes, absolutely so. All right, so one of the reasons why they let the deal go through, they said that they was going to show value to Game Pass and that Call of Duty would be there. That's why I believe wholeheartedly that there will be a tier that will have Call of Duty Day One inside Game Pass, regardless to what. Because I will be part of that class action suit because this is what was said. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to get paid too. You're hurting me. I love Call of Duty. I'll be there frauding like Jim. It will hurt me to lose the marketing rights. You notice this is the year that Call of Duty is completely Xboxes. When I say that, all marketing deals, all that stuff is up from Sony this year. Completely. Lock, stock, and barrel. They can market it in the manner telling you that it's inside Game Pass. They can market Game Pass in the manner in which is befitting a premier service. The same way Netflix markets Netflix. Now, I want to get to one more Xbox title story before we get into the back and kicking in segment of the show. You remember that time when they told you that Xbox needed to come up with that cash? When it was 30% hanging over their head? When Amy Hood was outside saying, get that dope? I remember off of a supposed leak pointing to they needed to hit a 30% margin and return off their investment in order to sink or swim over at Xbox. And it was forcing studios to be under duress. This is the reason why some studios closed, King. This is the reason why a lot of people are leaving. This is the reason why people are upset with Xbox, King. That's all I heard. I heard it from the Pony Generals. I heard it from ponies themselves. This is why I love this version of Xbox, the attacker. Xbox, the counterpuncher. Xbox, the stick and mover. Xbox, the high contender. This part of Xbox doesn't give a damn about how you feel. This is brought to you by Ben Carey from Pure Xbox. Xbox reporters suggest Microsoft is being more lenient with its gaming profit goals. This has given Xbox extra breathing room. I want you to report with the same adrenaline, with the same puffing out your chest that you were yelling from the mountaintops that they have to meet a 30% margin or they'll be held to pay. I want you to report that they have pulled that back. The same way that you was out there, Xbox is dead. Xbox can't make it because they have too much pressure eternally from Amy Hood and Satya Nadella and everybody goddamn else that the shareholders is demanding 30%. I want you to put a retraction in. I want you to report with the same energy. I want you to get to it. You won't. It won't happen because it doesn't fit your narrative that Xbox is under internal pressure, that Xbox is fighting some inside war. But they're getting games out on time. They are having a show every month. They're having positive news. The morale in the building is up. the consumers are starting to come out and care more. With the engagement levels of Xbox growing day by day, with positive information every day. But you won't attack it with the same level of energy because it doesn't fit your narrative. See, Xbox has to be bad in order for you to be good. In order for everyone not to see your flaws and how jank you are, Xbox gotta be bad. Xbox has to play the villain in your story in order for you to white knight it. But I'm here to break the news to you. Those days is over. Back in October, we heard that Microsoft was pushing its Xbox teams to aim for increased profit margins in recent years. Although the Xbox owner responded by saying that the quoted 30% margin was incorrect, it was still believed that the increased pressure had been put on Microsoft Studios as of late. Well, apparently this has now been relaxed a bit more following the recent leadership changes at Xbox HQ. See, now, what I won't allow you to do is paint Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, as the fall guy for that shit. We ain't gonna do that. That's not gonna be how we're gonna do that. We ain't gonna make it seem like Sarah Bond, the queen, was the fall guy for that. We all know that comes from Amy Hood and Satya Nadella. That comes from that group over there with the financial advisors looking for that bread. You see, because Xbox CEOs, yeah, they care about the margins and the accolades. They care about making great games that actually sell and delivering these games across the platforms that they are intended to reach with the services that are second to none. That is their mandate. That is their job. Their job is to let the game sell and let you worry about it. So don't even act like that's them. We can't do that. We're not going to allow that to happen. That smoke won't fly like that. Xbox reporter Jez Corden has taken to social media to promote the recent Xbox 2 new post, which gathers some big news from April 2026. Although the post is paywall for now, Corden does tease some of its content, including the information that Xbox has reduced the margin and pressure. One thing that I heard recently that Xbox has reduced the margin pressure from the top down. This has given Xbox extra breathing room to work on features and systems that aren't directly tied to profitability. Okay? So now they're painting my man in a proper light and not painting him in a terrible light. I got to give a shout out to Jez to doing the Lord's work. Now, this is the part of the kicking in your back segment of the video. If you stuck around and you like to get down in the dirt like I do, well, let's start with this. PlayStation users demand refunds for unplayable new Xbox games. Starfield shouldn't be there any goddamn way. You shouldn't have it anyway. You waited, I don't know how many years to land on a gas planet, and God bless your ass. You can't. I don't care how you're having troubles. I don't care. And I'm a selfish gamer. So I don't really care about the fact that you purchased a game, you can't refund it because PlayStation not going to give you back your money. They could demand all the refunds in the world. They could demand a refund until their face turn blue. What's going to happen is they're going to ban your damn account and shut your ass out from everything that you got. So you're just going to sit down, shut up, and take it. And you're going to wait for the update to hit. It's because of you that we are playing some jank right now. When y'all ain't show up, we didn't have jank. But as soon as y'all show up, we get jank. I am so sick and tired of you port begging. I am tired of you dudes. But again, y'all get it and y'all complain. I ain't got enough gravy on top. Shut up and wait. You get the gravy. And I can't wait till they strap you down to the table and say, this time we didn't forget the gravy. Now you want it, Starfield, you got it. Now stop crying about, it's broken and it's crashing and shut up. You got it, shut up. And I'm so happy that your platform doesn't allow for refunds. You know what platform does allow for refunds? Xbox. You know, if you had a problem over there on Xbox, you know what you say? Give me my money back. Shout out to my boy who refunded Marathon. He hit me up. He was like, yo, King, I had to refund it. I ain't like it. I said, that's cool. I said, I can't refund mine. Mine is part of a work thing. I have to work, you know, so nope. No way I can refund mine. But God bless that you did that on yours. But you know what platform that's available on? Xbox. You know what platform they're not doing that on? PlayStation. Now, here's the part where I get sick and tired of you guys and your shows. No. Before we get there, we're going to get into something that I know is a sore spot for you guys. Factions. Factions 2 to be exact. Booyakasha. Former Xbox veteran said canceling The Last of Us Online was the right call, criticizing Naughty Dog and Sony for greenlighting it in the first place. When people get mad about cancellations, I think we're focusing on the wrong thing. I love it. This is brought to you by Wesley Vanderpool over at IGM. This is great. I love the fact that they closed it. I love the fact that they shut it down. I love the fact that you guys was waiting and Concord came and pissed on your parade and hurt your heart. I love that fact. You know why? Because less games for you. What? You don't hear nobody screaming? You don't hear nobody yelling? I hear it all the time. I have pony earring. I hear when ponies scream. I actually like pony tears. I run out and get a bottle of it every day. And they're crying because they don't have no games. But you know what I do? If I was in charge of Microsoft, I would give them Popeye's biscuits. Because Popeye's biscuits is dry as hell. And that's exactly how I would leave them. The same way Sony's leaving them right now. With not dropping any first-party titles at all. Giving them Popeye's biscuits. The last thing that they got was Marathon. And that was what? Exactly what I just said. Popeye's biscuits. Absolutely disgusting. People don't even want it. You know who brought the most of that Popeye's biscuits? Steam. The craziest thing about that Popeye biscuits being sold, they only sold 1.2 million. That's not a good return off investment. If they had to get 30,000 or 30%, then they would definitely have to fold that company because they damn sure didn't get back nothing. I got to look at them and I got to look at them with the side eye. They paid $3.6 billion for Bungie. And guess what happened? They did not deliver. They have not delivered. They didn't bring anything close. They thought they was going to get a Halo over there. I guess we got to bring Halo to them. Why those port beggars need Halo? I don't know. But I don't think they're going to buy it anyway. They're going to keep contributing to their demise. But the closure of Naughty Dog's latest multiplayer game sent shockwaves through the video game industry and surprised even developers who were making it. Yep, they found out the day before. That actually sucks. But one former Xbox veteran was right on the call. Despite how painful it was, Naughty Dog stopped development of The Last of Us Online in December 2023, saying it would need to put it on all its resources into a post-launch content for years to come, as an approach that would have severely impacted the ability to develop future single-player games. Now, I want to know, how many single-player games have you gotten from Naughty Dog lately? I'll wait. Come on. Tell me. Tell me something good. Tell me that they got some games. They don't have no damn games. Naughty Dog ain't doing nothing. They have the Intergalactic. Neil Druckmann, that's my dude. But he out here making movies. He don't give a damn about nothing y'all talking about. But let's get back to it. He already has his successor in place. Soon as Intergalactic hit, out of here, son. Poof, be gone. But we're going to get to this part right here. It severely impacted the ability to develop future single-player games, including what we know is Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Earlier this month, the director of The Last of Us spoke out on the devastating impact of its cancellation, which he said he only found out 24 hours before Sony made it public. Ain't that a kick in the gonads? 24 hours. You've been working on this game for 7 years. 24 hours. They come out. They're about to debut your shit. It's up. It's up. You about to change your life. The money about to hit. Ooh. They switched the rules on your ass. They said, nope. Nope. You said, what's this in the box? Popeye's biscuits. Because that's exactly what the fan base is going to get, and you're going to get it too. It sucks. Yo, the game director went on The Last of Us Online, spoke openly about why The Last of Us Online was canceled despite it being very, very close to done. It was 80%. And also one of the casualties at the time that he was directing, the Heretic Prophet is going to show up later on in years to come. I'm laughing. I'm laughing at the part that there's still people out there to this day talking about Scalebound. No, we got a recent dead body. We got a recent dead body that we can look at. See, Scalebound was a new IP that was being made that was in conjunction with another team. No. This is eternal. This is inside the building. The stink is coming from inside the building. This ain't no, we got a third-party product that we trying to make and we are funding it. No. This is you. You stink. You smell bad. Like, you are rotten from the inside out. Something wrong with you. And we found out. You's a dead man walking. But in continuing with kicking in your back and laughing at you, this is the part of the show where I'm actually going to have a ball. Now, they're talking about they're going to announce the new God of War. Now, I've been hearing this for a long time. Now, out of these two people here, we know that she's the only gender type for the new God of War. It ain't these two. It's his dead wife. They're going to tell that story. Why? Because nobody like Atreus. And I don't really like this dude here. You see, Kratos has gotten soft in his old age. He's grown a bit, got a little bit of a belly, and decided to look after a kid that's just not his own. So Kratos is not the Kratos of old. So while you wait, they're going to give you his wife. Are you ready to hear more about Kratos' deceased wife being the ravenous killer back in the days, the goddess of war, if you will? I don't care. Not at all. And I'm pretty sure that 90% of all Sony fans and God of War fans don't care at all. They're more so looking to the earlier trilogy that is supposed to be at least 5 years away. But while you wait, you get to pull out the dead corpse of his wife and reminisce with that. This is Xbox Frontline News. I love everything that I do. If I offended you and you love Sony, well, you should be offended because you came to our Xbox channel. And this is Xbox Frontline News. Not PlayStation, let's give it to you how you like it news. This is Xbox Frontline News, where we're frontline for Xbox, while we give you the news for the whole industry. Now, I go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you liked anything that you saw here, well then, hit that notification bell and sub. Share it out. Don't keep this all to yourself. Be kind. Share it out to a friend. And what I'm going to tell you, on Fridays, we got a special day where we play fighting games. From 7 to 8 o'clock, we play. 6 o'clock, we go live. From 7 to 8, we do our thing. 1 hour a day. But on Fridays, it's 2 hours. And if you remember, if you want to help out a little bit more, because members keeps the lights on. If you want to help out a little bit more, members gets videos early. Now, sometime this week, I'll probably do it on the show in which we watch Metro. I'll probably do the giveaway for members this week. I give games away. Why? Because I like to play games, and I think a lot of us love to play games. So we're here talking about games. So why not give away games? Members, be here, be square. Thursday, I think it's going to go down. I'm going to get a bunch of game codes, and we're going to do the raffle thing. Now, we get more than 10 members in here, then we got to go to raffle. But less than 10, just going to give them out, just like I did the last time. So I want you to do what I'm about to do, what you should do. I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass. But before you go and play the Game Pass, what I'm going to tell you, I got the best intros in the game. And I know you guys are saying, well, you only got, no. I got my intros. I got Fight Night intros. I got Combat Talk with the King intros. I got Iron Lords intros. Understand, I have done every last one of those intros, even R&R with the Lords. But this one here, if you're an Xbox fan, this one gets you rocking and ready to fight.
What's a man or a king? To the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moonrise just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? To the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's a man or a king? To the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his